Here we are, folks. My name is Shantae, aka Shanteezy on Twitter and Instagram, or just simply just Shantae. So I'm here with my after cap of my analysis today on today's political headlines. So I'm going to start with some numbers for COVID-19. I'm going to say the global number of cases, the amount of cases we have here nationally, and some state cases. I'm not going to focus on other countries like I normally do on my live stream on Instagram. For more, you can follow me on Instagram of I am Shanteezy, or you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, Shantae Berry. So here we are with COVID. As of August 27, 2020, globally we had 24,290,710 cases of COVID-19 across the globe, around the globe, with our global death toll sitting at 824,134. With the numbers here in the USA, we account for a fourth of those cases. We are at now close to a fifth almost. We at 5 million. No, wait. I'm right. A fourth of those cases. So we have 5,859,810. With our death toll sitting at 180,523 and counting, with no global or national coordinated plan. Really no coordinated plan, because every other country has a plan, mostly, except us. And our population is only 328.2 million people. We don't have over a billion people like China. Our cases at home, some of these cases at home, California has 689,819. They almost peaking at 700,000 cases. We have Texas at 620,476, followed by Florida at 611,983. New York, which was once the epicenter of all of this madness, is at 436,852. Georgia is at 247,017. Illinois is at 229,334. Arizona is at 200,172. New Jersey is at 192,393. North Carolina is at 161,371. Tennessee, which now has topped into the top 10s, is at 146,183. And Louisiana rounds out that top 10. No, Louisiana is not at the top 10 no more. They're the 11th at 145,800. And the counties, we have Los Angeles at 235,386. They are 2,000 under just 2,000 short of New York City's amount of cases. New York City has 237,838. And these are the city of 5 boroughs, including Queens. So Los Angeles may surpass, the county of Los Angeles may surpass the city of New York. That's crazy. Miami-Dade County, next county with the highest cases in the top 50, according to the Johns Hopkins website, is at 154,135. Maricopa, 132,434. Cook County, 123,172. Harris County, 101,077. Broward County, which is also in Florida, is at 69,883. Dallas, another county in Texas, is at 69,881. And Queens has dropped down to the 8th county with the largest cases in the United States at 69,105. So, like I said, we have no national coordinated plan to combat COVID. We have no plan really to go back to school. And the CDC just had to edit their guidelines because of people in the science community basically blast their asses, pretty much. So that's where we are. And to tackle another topic. So, Cal Rittenhouse was arrested today and charged with 2 homicides after shooting 3 people, killing 2, and badly injuring 1. And just to keep in mind, Jacob White is chained to his hospital bed and he's paralyzed from the waist down. There's a big disconnect, like a huge disconnect. Because a man who's trying to break up a fight, because he had a gun in his car, you decide to chain him to the bed. But a man who flees from another part of another state in Michigan to come to Kenosha, Wisconsin to stir up trouble and killing 2 people, shooting 3 people, killing 2, and badly injuring 1, which that one person has his whole arm amputated. Big disconnect, and saying that he was helping to ease the drama, that's bullshit. Complete BS. But that's where our justice system is, like Kamala Harris said, there's 2 justices in America and it should be only 1. And she's right about that. And it should be one that has fair, equal laws for people who commit crimes. Not people who commit crimes and get away with one thing, and people that look like me that has to suffer a long time in jail. Yeah. And look out for a miniature video where I'm going to also blast Megyn Kelly as well. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris' speech. I tuned into Kamala. I didn't get the chance to see Joe, but Joe Biden did blast Donald Trump and say, in Donald Trump's America, we're the ones who's living in fear. And he's right about that. It's very true. Kamala Harris, though, tapped into that ass. And I think I have some quotes for it. She said Donald Trump has a reckless disregard well-being of the American people. And that is so true, because Donald Trump time and time again has downplayed the coronavirus. Downplayed it. What you heard in the RNC was crazy. Thank you so much. What he has done in the RNC is really ridiculous. It's crazy. He did not act right away. COVID was here on in January. The first state to have a COVID case was Washington, the state of Washington. And then the state of California. And they acted right away with doing a shelter in place, especially California. Half of this country, took the lead of California doing a shelter in place order. Donald Trump did not shut down travel, I think, until March. He did not shut down travel right away. He withdrew from WHO because he did not like to hear the truth. This pandemic is going to linger, I believe, more than 2 years because of Donald Trump's negligence. And because of Donald Trump's negligence, more than 5.8, close to 5.9 million people are sick. More than 180,000 Americans and counting are dead. Our economy is on the brink of tanking. It's not going to get better. And the GOP Senate, along with Donald Trump, is basically not giving 2 fucks. So that is where we are in America, folks. That's where we are. So Kamala Harris was right. And another thing that she said, Donald Trump is scared, petty, and vindictive. And he is vindictive because he goes on TV blasting my mayor and my governor, who has done so well with COVID that we are now the 4th largest cases of COVID. It's a big improvement from where now California, Florida, and Texas are. because they ask you time and time again for PPE, saying you delivered so much PPE to New York, which you really didn't, until Governor Cuomo blasted you every single goddamn day until the Army Corps of Engineers came to New York in April, not in March, April. If you're referring to the COVID cases here in the U.S., when the CDC have warned Donald Trump disregarded his scientists. Literally. He ignored Dr. Bright, which Dr. Bright testified. He was the head of the testing, and he resigned, got fired because he sounded the alarm, and Secretary Azar basically disregarded him under Trump's orders. I watched that hearing. It was very chilling and alarming. A lot of people have sounded the alarm to Trump, and Trump was negligent. Negligent. Very negligent. So that is that. Enter his RNC. No social distancing measures, no mask wearing. And a lot of the Hatch Act was violated. His officials, including his daughter and his son-in-law, violated the Hatch Act. You're not supposed to use government resources, funds, or anything that's government related for presidential or political campaigns, partisan campaigns, period. There was a lot of lying from Dana White, who is the president of the UFC, who said we want to defund first responders. I'm assuming defund the police for the 18 millionth time. Joe Biden and some other Democrats do not want to defund the police. The progressive wing of the party wants to defund the police. And even that, they want to also reform the police. The Justice in Policing Act will not grant a lot of funds to the police. And that needs to be passed because it puts a ban on chokeholds and no-knock warrants. That's how you tackle criminal justice reform, not some piecemeal that help cops to continue their excessive force. And for Patrick Lynch to speak at the RNC, the fucking audacity of him to do that shit when you were the most disrespectful ass man of the police benevolent union, who put a slap on cops' wrist for either assaulting, using excessive force on black and brown men, or killing them. Even Ray Kelly, as much as I didn't care for Ray Kelly and the Bloomberg administration, Ray Kelly even told him, you cannot put a slap on people's wrists. Let me read this. I found your channel today. I have a question for you. Why do you feel that Candace Owens should be outed by all black community? Candace Owens has time and time again has disrespected the black community. She has tap danced for people like Donald Trump, who was never a friend to the black community. I grew up in New York City. Donald Trump's office was 20 minutes away from where I was raised. And for Candace Owens to tap dance for a man who don't care about black people, who constantly disrespect victims of police brutality and disrespect George Floyd after he's dead, was completely wrong. Until she right her wrongs with the black community, I can't mess with that. Joshua, I hope that answers your question because I'm very pissed off. And when I get mad, you don't want to see me mad. So thank you for your question. But I have bad feelings about Candace Owens. That's all I'm saying. Back to what I was saying with this RNC. There was just too many lies. It was lies about housing, which NYCHA, which is the New York City Housing Authority, needs government funds because it is a federal funded housing project. has been having trouble lately. Even before they had trouble with heat and hot water, but the problem has got severe and it got worse. It completely got worse. It got worse. And Ben Carson, like they said, all kinfolk ain't your skin. All skin folks, ain't your kinfolk. I can tell you that right now. And Ben Carson, he no kinfolk of mine. You don't take stuff with the discrimination. You don't take the word discrimination out of the mission for housing for HUD. For HUD, housing and urban development. You don't do that. And to use the words of Jacob Blake's mother, when Jacob Blake was a victim of police brutality, and y'all don't acknowledge the fact that he got shot by cops, it's dead ass wrong. Dead wrong. Completely, wrong. How you doing, Momo from Somalia? Thank you for watching. I appreciate it so much. But it's dead ass wrong. Don't do that. And also, Rudy Giuliani. Growing up in the city, I lived under a Giuliani administration from when I was 7 or 8 years old to when I was 15 or 16. No, 15. Because of him, we can't sit on milk crates no more, which was not a bad thing. Nobody wasn't doing anything. He racially profiled black and brown men. That include my father. What else he done? Cut money from the once named Board of Education before it became Department of Education. Because my elementary school wrote him a letter. What else? He stripped funding from the Summer Youth Employment Program, which is called SYEP, which keeps kids working in the city. He did a lot of things. Oh, also cut after-school programming funds too. Not a good time under him. He stoked a lot of racial division in the city. And when Bloomberg came, Bloomberg egged it on. Egged it on. At that, 12 years straight. So we had 8 horrible years of Giuliani and 12 nasty years of him. No, but Ben Carson has done things under Trump. There's a lot of money that's been funded out of that, Joshua. Look it up yourself. This administration lies and lies again. They're a bunch of liars. Donald Trump is a liar. I grew up in New York. I know a con artist when I see one. His whole half in his administration. And he used some of the government funding to buy furniture for his office, including his wife. Look that up. No lies detected. No lies detected at all. But, yeah, Giuliani's a whole ass liar. Let's see what else. Tom Cotton lied about Joe Biden's foreign policy plans because of they didn't bend the knee to you guys. Yeah, whatever. I didn't really pay attention to him, but you know, I don't like Tom Cotton. I never did. I always thought he was a dum-dum. He looked like a dum-dum. Ivanka Trump's speech. It was like Clueless, but just dumber. So she said, "Our hearts go out to you. The president will support you in any way he can," but did not mention about Jacob Blake, who was a victim of police brutality, which I tout that African American shit they got done a lot for African Americans. Also, he said he's a voice for forgotten Americans. I'm assuming the forgotten Americans are the low-educated white folks in middle America. Correct me if I'm wrong, which I know I'm not wrong at that. Also, she slammed politicians for complaining a lot, which her father is the biggest complainer ever. So they didn't give me money to build the wall. Who was going to give you money to build the fucking wall? There's no point of building that wall. Y'all already take snatching babies up from on the border, so what's the point of you building the fucking wall? Y'all look crazy doing that. What else he said? You're the reason we're fighting for you for 4 more years, and tell that her father handled COVID well. He implemented a safe and effective treatment. No, he did not, because people took hydroxychloroquine and people have died or got sick. And he said deployed a lot of companies to make ventilators. He did not fully invoke the Defense Protection Act, and still not, because there's a lot of things that's needed. Still more gowns. It's still short of gowns, and it's going to be a shortage of gowns for the next second wave, because pandemics last for a good long time. If you study the Great Influenza of 1918, because it happened in 1918, not 1917, like Donald Trump said, it lasts for 2 years under the leadership of Woodrow Wilson, who was a racist Dixie Democrat. Before the Democratic Party literally started changing on political positions, as Republicans did in history too. 72% of the jobs went to Americans outside the workforce. Not really, but okay. And then when Donald Trump spoke, he said some other stupid shit, saying that he compared himself to Jefferson, which Jefferson was a whole ass. I feel like he's a whole ass child molester, because he had sex with a very young slave for 38 years. And compared himself to Lincoln. And he said he has restored peace in the Middle East. No, he didn't, because there's still problems in the Middle East. Like, they still got problems, and it's still a whole ass war in Iraq. And he said he has done more for African Americans than any other since President Abraham Lincoln. There's other presidents that's done for African Americans, like FDR, even though he was not a friend to black community. You had Truman, slightly. Eisenhower with the integration, but even no, so he didn't do enough. John F. Kennedy with the Civil Rights Act, but he died before it even got passed, and it passed under LBJ, and also the Fair Housing Act, I believe. Let's see. I believe Carter. Don't know exactly what he done, because I was a babe before that happened, because his presidency was so short. Let's see. Bill Clinton, President Obama. Not this one. If anything, this one have done is cut and undermine African Americans. That whole government job executive order saying that people can, what he said, that people can get government jobs without high school degrees or just a high school diploma. That's not for black people. That's for white people. Okay, let's see. I am not going to show this. I want to get this off my screen, because I feel like, some people do need to be, let's see, blocked. I'm going to make sure people get blocked. Just hold on a second, because I'm not going to have people trolling my ass. This is not going to happen. Not under my watch. In the name of Jesus Christ and the man itself. Let's get there. Okay, let's see. Get there. Okay. Much better. No one's not gonna fucking troll me all my life. Now I know how certain people feel when they do this shit. And I'm gonna make sure that people be blocked. That's one thing. Don't ever fucking troll my life. My life is my life. People got different of opinions, but when you do shit like this, it's a problem. Don't start anything with me, because I'm not that bitch. And I'll be damned if people fuck with me. So because I'm almost done with this shit, he also said Democrats try to tear down our country, which that's a lie. He said the left has not done anything for, and did not want to see the freedom of justice. He said we don't want the government to be restored by our faith. I'll put our faith in God. He said Joe Biden will destroy American jobs. Joe Biden spent his entire career outsourcing people's dreams. We all know that's a lie. And he says all kind of shit, and I don't like that. It's a liar, a whole ass liar. I grew up here my whole entire life. A straight up liar. And I'm going to leave it as that. Well, until then, you have a great night.